Rich, you tend to start us off.
There you go. Kirk, tough going the running game in the first half. Obviously, that puts a lot of stress on you on the passing game. How did things all of a sudden just seem to open up in the running game in the second half? And how did specifically Samaje Perine 200-yard games in a row now after he's taken over for Rob?
Yeah.
What did you think of his play?
Oh, Samaje ran the ball really well. He had explosiveness. He was sudden. And he runs with heavy pads, and he has a good forward lean to him. And I don't know what suddenly got it going in the second half, but we had a couple of drives where we were able to repeat run plays over and over and get productive yards, productive gains, and it made a big difference in the outcome.
Kirk, one of the things that I know you and the coaches talked about early in your career, extending the plays in the red zone. How big can you walk us through that play, the 3rd and 15, and just the difference in that in your game?
Yeah, we have a play called there. There aren't a lot of plays for 3rd and 15 to try to get in the end zone. So I read the coverage and looked at maybe what my one route that might have been able to score was looking like. I didn't like it, and I felt some pressure, so I just tried to escape up into the right and kept my eyes downfield and found Crowder all by himself. And he was pretty wide open, so it made for an easy throw.
Is that a big change in your game, do you feel?
I think just the longer I play, I'll get a better feel for how to move and escape. And I think part of the reason you make that play is because you also take 6 sacks. I didn't take 6 sacks last year. I didn't take 6 sacks a game in 2015. And if you're going to make those kind of plays, you also have to be willing to take a sack here and there. And that's been a big difference this year as I've been taking a few more sacks here and there and probably not forcing the ball into coverage or throwing those scary throws as often as I have in the past.
Kurt, after the interception in the third quarter, tell me how this team persevered and was able to get back and score 10 unanswered to finally put this game away.
Yeah, this game just tests you every week. And, you have those moments throughout the game that emotionally you just kind of get punched in the gut. And that interception return was certainly one of them. And, we always live by that mantra, what's important now? And you always just go to the sideline and rework it and just say, all right, now it's a tie game. And we move forward and play good situational football going forward. And we found a way to win. Our defense kept us in the game all night long and was proud of the resiliency we showed once again.
You talked about taking more sacks. Took 6 in this game with 3 backup offensive linemen and a third-string center that you never worked before. What are the challenges for you as a quarterback having to deal with the consistent rotations that you're doing on the offensive line?
Yeah, I do believe that a couple of those were coverage sacks. I don't know that it really was the offensive line on a couple of them. A couple of them we may have gotten beat, but it's a mixture of reasons why we had to take them tonight. And I'll go back and look at some and see if there's anything I can do. But for the most part, they have a good pass rush. They've spent a lot of money to have a great pass rush, and so they're going to get theirs too. They get paid, and they made some plays tonight as well.
Is the touchdown pass to Doctson, that's just a simple bench route, which is obviously a staple of your offense that's run well? Is there a little bit more magic to it than that?
We called it a throwback, in the sense that he's not number one there. We're trying to work Niles down the sideline off play action and hope that we can get the defense to bite on the fake. And they didn't bite. They had a coverage before the snap that didn't look like they were going to bite. And Josh did a good job trying to sell, run to the right. And then he's supposed to just kind of sell that, and then whip out of it and be an outlet for me late. And he did the rest. He got separation and made a great catch and kept his feet in bounds.
You've talked about familiarity a lot with your receivers, but it seems like you and Jamison Crowder have had that connection, particularly over the last 4 games that he's played in. Just what's kind of clicking there, and why has it been working so well?
Well, Jamison and I have had good rapport since he showed up as a rookie. In 2015, he had a ton of production. Last year, he had some incredible games. There were times when, even with Pierre and Deshaun, we would walk away from a game saying, Crowder may have been our best receiver today. He's very talented, and we just got to get him, get him opportunities. And there's a couple routes where we give him the freedom to choose how he wants to run it, and we just got to make sure he's running it the best he can every time, because when he does, great things happen.
Go ahead.
Well, on the interception, it looked like your foot may have got caught in the turf a bit when you threw that. Did that happen?
Yeah, I felt pressure on my right side, and I don't know that there really was, but I just felt I felt Morgan Moses is pretty close to me, and I thought that if I don't get this ball out quick, I may get strip sack, on my right side. And I was trying to work a basic in cut to my left versus cover 2, and it wasn't there, and so I was going to have to check it down anyways. And just felt rushed because I felt like they were going to get my arm if I didn't rush it. So I kind of came up quick and tried to dump it quickly, and the ball was a little high, and it just ended up very, very unlucky.
Kirk, can you talk about the development of Josh Doctson, rookie last year, playing very well this year, that touchdown he caught towards the end of the game? Could you just tell us about his development, what he means for this football team?
I'm really excited about his development. I think it's still a work in progress. I think that he gives us an element in the pass game that I don't feel like we've had in the past, and I also feel that he has a unique skill set in and of himself that it's not like every receiver we have has it. So we gotta put him out there. We gotta use him and give him opportunities. And I've got to throw the ball with accuracy so that he can make those plays. And we got a long ways to go to develop into the kind of receiver that we need him to be. But he's certainly on his way.
Kirk, one of the things Jay talked about is kind of the changes of this offense this week with the offensive line and all that kind of stuff, was that Chris was missing. How noticeable was that to you to not have that safety blanket, and how excited are you to not have to deal with that on 2 days and that adjustment now moving forward? Yeah,
I've said to myself many times in game plans and in practices and in games, boy, if we lost Chris Thompson, that would be really, really hard. And then so to lose him and then have a short week just felt extremely difficult. And I was very impressed with Byron Marshall, the way that he has picked up the system this quickly. I thought he handled it. He was very composed. Obviously, the interception was a tough play, but I thought he's got some juice to him, and he can help us. Samaje obviously has stepped up the last 2 weeks, and on a short week it is very challenging. And there were several plays that I would chalk up to the fact that they were sloppy because it was a short week, and we just didn't have the reps that we needed to on these plays, and didn't have the feel for them that we normally would have going into a game. And some of those mistakes happen on a Wednesday and a Thursday and don't happen on a Sunday. But on a short week, you saw them happen on the Thursday night, and I'm just glad we found a way to win.
Thanks, Kirk.
All right.